It's going to bring us into a low Kerbal orbit if I do this right in 16 hours. It's a much bigger burn, but I should have the fuel to do it. It says here in Quick Save Land. And that burn is going to be in 1 hour's time. We have about the lightest ship we can get. We will be getting rid of these engines in a short amount of time. Actually, we should really stop rotating and do the final rotation. Oh no, we got enough juice left in our tank to our electrical tanks to make this final burn. Especially because we're going to have the Poodle online. Okay, just the final little adjustments. And it's always good to end a series by bringing a man home. So let's see if we can do it. So we'll do it T-minus 30 seconds. Because we're flying back to Kerbal, this is a bit forgiving, which is good. Okay, adjustment to our angle so that we're on target. The sun is behind us, and we depart in 3, 2, T-minus 1 minute. Perfect. So our orbit is about to go through all sorts of wacky hijinks here. Okay, that should get rid of those. Excellent. No sense in trying to boost them home. Alright, get ourselves on that mark. Excellent. Oh, that's taking care of the battery problem quite nicely, that's for sure. Alright. Not sure if that was the perfect angle for my return trip home, but you know what? It gets us home fast. Like, insane fast. And considering we still have almost all of our tank left, it should be fine. Just fine indeed. Okay. What is that? That is a really big sun apoapsis, because if I don't make this orbital re-entry, I am going to slingshot right out of the solar system. Which means I'm going to have a lot of delta V's to negate on the other side of this. Which is okay. I have lots of fuel for it. This is how you this is what you call an expensive transfer in terms of its fuel consumption. Because we still have a minute left on our burn here. And it's, well, we're almost there. But that's what you call a straight shot home. Looking good, though. Still have more than half a tank left, so that'll be more than enough to negate some of this insanity. 20 seconds to go. We're starting to lose our target a bit. That's okay, we're under 1 million. 6, 5, 3. Good enough. Let's see if we can clear that target. I can't even tell what's over there. It's so crowded. All right, well, let's not worry about it. Let's just reorient the ship to get some battery chart to make sure our batteries stay charged. Because the last thing we want to do is have this mission fail due to a shortage of electricity. And then once we are well on our way back to Kerbin, we will do a pretty significant retro burn or something to negate some of this, shed some velocity to get ourselves home. There we go. Solar panels doing their jobs now. Excellente. All right, let's get ourselves into a... Oh, let's get rid of that because we're not going to need that now. Now what we need to do is as we get closer here, we need to bring that down to a much more reasonable level and make sure we still have a periapsis. All right, what the heck am I targeting? Unset target. There we are. That's a little better. Now that I can see what's going on here. Let's just get that going a little further. Come on. Excellent. Well, that's just, we don't want to raise that periapsis at all. But a re-entry angle periapsis is probably desirable anyways. So let's do that. Okay, in 6 hours or so, that is recharging the batteries really nicely, isn't it? 2, 1. So it's a 1 minute and 43 second burn in just another course correction here. And it's a course correction that I think will keep the solar panels online. Not that it matters much because we're using the Poodle engine for that. Ah, yes, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Because we're just trying to get ourselves slightly better equipped for this re-entry. And the speed we're going right now, or the speed that we will be going when we get to Kerbin, would not be conducive to a nice re-entry. So let's keep it under control here. Burning at T-minus 40, T-minus 50. Yeah, 50 should do it. There we go. Pull that down a little. Because we're also bringing our periapsis down into the atmosphere in this one, which is going to be very important. Very important indeed. Honestly, my biggest concern at this stage is us running out of fuel for this whole business. But I think which is why I'm trying to get us down, because then we can do minute adjustments with our RCS and hope that aero braking will be adequate for the job we want to do here. We're actually getting pretty low on monopropellant too, though. Okay, but we are almost at the point of having a re-entry burn. And there comes our apoapsis back to a much more reasonable quantity. You know, instead of 200 million. Gosh, I would have been flying out there like a bat out of hell. There's our re-entry. And we're still an order of magnitude higher on our apoapsis, but we'll take care of that. We get just a little closer to Kerbin, I think. Just keep it on target. All right, that's good enough for now. Let's just check how things look. Not as low as I had planned, but We'll do another one right here, just at lunar orbit. Bring it down to just around lunar orbit and adjust it so that we don't have too much change in our periapsis. We'll get it around 20 kilometers should, yeah, 20 kilometers should do. Quick save. Batteries are still charging, which is good. And it's 8 hours until our next burn. God, look at those things go. Well, we very narrowly miss being plowed into by the moon, don't we? Oh, and I'm almost out of gas. That's good to know. Oh, I just missed my note, of course. So everything we can get off that apoapsis will help our re-entry. And then it's really just going to be up to a hope and a prayer to see if we can... See, this was a speedy way to get home, but it may not have been the most fuel-efficient way to get home. So, no, we definitely want to keep that low, don't we? Let's see. And Kerbal periapsis will not... No, we don't want that to go up. That'll do. Like a slight adjustment. And we'll just burn off a few million more kilometers of that apoapsis. Let's make sure this thing has a full tank of mono. It does. So that last 10 mono propellant will be saved for re-entry. Okay, there we are. Just trying to keep it nice and stable. Nice and stable. Burn off the last of that gas there. And then some more. Let's see how much we're taking off with our RCS fuel here. Not really enough to matter because we ejected our lower, that's why we're having trouble controlling this thing, is we ejected our lower tanks. But actually, now that I think about it, don't need this anymore. So that should make this thing much easier to manage. And so we'll just keep burning. There's no reason to save this most of this monopropellant. I mean, it's not like we're going to completely eradicate that apoapsis, but we can burn off a bit of it. Yeah, that may not have been the best choice for design for a trip home, but we'll be okay. We will be a-okay. I'm confident that this big heat shield can do the job we need it to do. But we're learning from them. That's what this game's been all about, is learning from my mistakes. And to be perfectly honest, I'm going to have a whole new set of mistakes to make in the new series. Budgets. Yikes. Destructible buildings that you have to pay money to replace. Double yikes. That's going to be awesome. And hopefully 20 isn't too steep. Or is steep enough. We'll just do that. Drop a quick save in. Okay, well, I guess that was the wrong quick save, but you know what? That's okay. Get rid of this, and let's go blasting to Kerbin. All right, and we are here. Slow down. All right. Rotate it to retro. Come on, stop fighting with me. Stop fighting. I was a little aggressive on the time warp there, just in case you're wondering. There we go. Lock it on right there. This is it. We are about to start losing parts any second now as these things start heating up really fast. Okay. Stabilize it. Stabilize it. All right, time to go. Whew. Oh boy, are we ever coming in hot here. Well, we're definitely going to land this time, I think. Oh, what? 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 Okay. Apparently there's a fine line between too shallow and too steep here. A very fine line indeed. I'm not sure if it broke apart or what happened there, but crazy town. We might have to get rid of this a little sooner, actually. Well, this has been a mildly more challenging return than I had planned. Well, we made a little mistake. That's okay. Let's see if I bring closer to the top. We'll bring that up just a little higher. Overly aggressive re-entry angle is not good. It's a fine line to walk, isn't it? Let's see, is that going up now? It is. No, that's going... Wait, is that going up or down? Come on. There we are. So if that's the retro, then to raise that a little, we'll put it at 25. We came in originally at 35, and that was too high. And 2019 was too low, so we should be able to split the difference right there. And anything else than that, we're going to have to readjust our... Kill that. Where is our planet? There is our planet. Coming in. Such as it is. Our next... Whoa, 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 whoa. Wrong button. Alright, we are coming in at 3,000 meters per second. Let's just hope it wasn't G-forces that did in that connection there. Point at retrograde. Make sure the battery is ready to rumble. Turn on the monopropellant tank even though I know it won't help. And we will detach it now to give it a little time to give us some space so that this doesn't pop in here. And we will hope, as soon as we hit the atmosphere, we'll detach this lower segment here. And then we will get ready to hold our breaths. Here we go. We're about to hit the atmosphere. There we go. We are coming down now. We are at the mercy of gravity at this moment. Gravity and friction. Those two dangerous things right there. We haven't quite hit our top speed yet, but we're going to soon. Let's see, this thing is going to be starting to heat up any second now. There it goes. And let's just hope that the physics of the atmosphere will keep us nice and straight for our re-entry. But this could be really ugly here in a few moments. I cut off one failed attempt. The episode was getting a little long, but I came in too steep on one of these re-entries, hoping that this one's a little better. No! No! What happened? Why did that break? Why did that break? Yeah, but why? Where did it go? Probodyne. Oh, no, is it sticking out? It's sticking out. It's sticking... That stupid probe core is sticking out, isn't it? I may have been black flagged at the last lap here. Okay, let's do this differently again, because we obviously have a problem here. Is this probe core really sticking out of the Goram heat shield, in which case that's going to make those linkages fail? If that's the case, there's no way I can get this thing to the ground without a miracle. Or putting it into orbit and bringing up a rescue craft. Which might be more doable. So let's change our plan here. We need to raise our periapsis a little and make it a, because we have lots of, no, we don't need to do that. We need to just alter our angle a little. So we're going to go and come in with a periapsis. No, that's too high. Just a little lower. We want to be hitting the atmosphere because we want to get a little bit of aerobraking going on. But that's, you know what, if we just go a little higher, that'll give us the mark we need to burn on. And hopefully we can raise that periapsis a little. We don't need to raise it nearly that much. We need to put it up around, what's a good aerobraking angle or height? We need to be high enough that the heat shields won't burn off, so about 50. I may have actually made this a much longer return than originally planned, so we'll be very grateful that these heat shields, or these, whatchamacallem, can be very grateful that the satellites are on here. One tiny little design flaw has just bollocks this entire mission, hasn't it? Okay. Start bringing that up. 40. So let's see, 50, between 55 and 60 is high enough that we shouldn't see the dramatic heating effects of the atmosphere, so we should be able to get out. So if we go, yeah, let's go 60 and save some RCS for later. Okay. Alt F5, quick save 4, and let's see what happens. How do we rescue a mission that we misdesigned? Kill the engines that are no longer present. Alright, we are just about to re-enter again, but this time it's going to be a controlled process if I did this right. And it may take a couple of orbits to finish the job, but at least we'll come out of here alive, hopefully. And what we might have to do is actually put it into orbit, and because we have electricity, we have life support for days, which is more than enough time for me to assemble a quick rescue module for re-entry to dock with this thing. But what we need to do is bring the apoapsis down far enough that we re-enter successfully. Okay. So let's see what happens. We brought it down. Well, we came out without any heating effects, which is good. We could probably even have brought it down just a bit lower here, which I think we're going to have to do. So let's swing out to that apoapsis again, and let's drop it 15. Because we're a long ways out, aren't we? It's amazing how many hours it takes to go out past the moon again and all the way back. Oh, and of course I've got this thing angled wrong for recharging the batteries. Man, involved process this has become. Do not want to die from electrical failure after all this. So let's take that down just a tiny bit more. Oh, not even remotely that much. 1 tick should be enough. And we'll just go and we will do that burn, drop it down to about 57. I think that'll still be high enough. Okay. Let's do this. 58, 57, 56. Okay. There we go. Recharging angle achieved. Back the other way. This got just a little badly planned, as all. Okay, that should do to keep the batteries under control for now. Yeah, much better. And here we come again. Always retro. And hopefully this thing has enough fuel to get into a 70-kilometer orbit. No, just drift. Just drift. We want to save as much fuel as we can right now. All right, we're almost retrograde. And just drift a little further. Close enough for our purposes. All right, here goes the nail biter. Number 3. Or number 2. Now we're going to try and bring this down a little lower and hope that it's not so low that it burns up something critical. We just need to get this apoapsis into a much more reasonable state. I'm pretty sure I've overwritten the save that I needed, but dang, it was almost a perfect mission too. So this thing would have blown up no matter what I did, because this probe core here is acting as the stable, this thing right here, it must be sticking out through the heat shield. So it's actually physically incapable of making it home intact. All right, well, we still got enough fuel for one more pass, so I think I will... I'm going to run out of RCS, aren't I? Yep. I'm going to need a pretty powerful ship to do this job, aren't I? How hot are these things getting? Well, they haven't overheated yet, so that's good. But it's not bringing that down nearly adequately at the moment. I probably didn't go aggressively enough with the rate of lowering. Okay. All right, let's just hope that this thing will get some sunlight when it comes around. Is it enough? No, it's not. Okay. I will bring you guys back on the next pass, assuming I haven't decided to abandon this attempt. All right, here we go again. One more pass through the atmosphere. We'll see if this thing will make it, because there's only one way to find out these things sometimes. We'll just let the atmospheric drag orient us properly. My biggest concern is that we're basically going to get too low for this thing to, for this periapsis right here. This periapsis will pass a critical point and we won't be able to make it back out again. Or we'll pass the critical point where we start burning, and that would be also bad, because things are starting to heat up quite a bit right now. So yeah, my biggest concern is that things will burn up and I won't be able to do my reentry as planned. But I think we're going to be coming out of the atmosphere because we are not losing a lot of periapsis. We're going very fast. We're getting way more off of our apoapsis here than we are off our periapsis. Which is good. It's almost within the orbit of the moon. Oh boy. At least I'm not going to have to bring too much hardware up into orbit for this rescue mission. Okay, we're going back up now. Good, I think that's going to do the job. Temperature's peaked, good. Okay, we're safe. So the next thing will be, once we get out, I think this is going to be the pass where we don't take any more chances, and yeah, that's coming down fast now. I would be dubious about the possibility that this thing would make a third successful pass like this through the atmosphere. Maybe. It might. But we will know for sure. The critical thing will be this 206 monopropellant I have left is what I'm going to have to use to push this above 70 meters. That will be kind of the critical part of this. Alright, it's just short of being a lunar orbit. What I can do is, if I time it right, I can swing out and meet it right here on the way back. Maybe. It's going to be hard. That's going to be a hard docking job, because really I'm going to need a ship that's capable of matching orbits with this thing. Let's see if we can bring that down a little further. That's still really high. Okay, see you on the next pass. Alrighty, welcome back, guys. As you can see, I did a couple more passes to bring it down to a much more reasonable 3 million. I just hope I have enough juice left in my tank of monopropellant from the last two passes, having to rotate to keep the power alive, to boost that up when we reach our apoapsis. So we're going to get to our apoapsis. We're going to do a very gentle rotation. We're trying to do a lot of this without using any extra fuel. So very slow, deliberate turns. Just letting momentum do the job for us, because we're in space. We can do that. We're almost there. Because I mean, as you can see, we've barely used a quarter of the life support on this thing, which means for longer term flights, this thing would be amazing. We just need to speed up ever so slightly. Come on. Come on, rotation. I'll just do a quick time warp to lock that in place. Well, we'll call this ending with a tense, very tense mission. This has gone really differently than I had anticipated. I was expecting to be done by now. Okay, 53, 54, 55. All right, it's going to be touch and go to finish this. 60. Ooh, stop. 61, 62. just hope we have enough fuel left. It looks like we do. It looks like we're going to do it. 870. We'll give ourselves a nice little buffer just in case of error. And that'll still leave us 150 or so. That'll leave us 160 RCS fuel for our re-entry, for our any incidental maneuverings for the final re-entry. All right, everyone. Minmus Manned Lander Command is safe. It's close enough for me to recover, and Lars has the time. So with that said, thank you very much for watching. And in the next episode, we're going to try and get and retrieve this science and crew and bring him home. So, see you next time. Bye for now.